attest to, 2016 has been pretty horrendous. Not just when it comes to celebrity deaths, but myself and I know a lot of people in my inner circle. It was just not a good year for us personally either. We have seen a lot of trials and tribulations, things that have really tested us personally in the past year. I started off 2016 in January, having to move from the city that I loved, New York City. So that started off in kind of insane year. It just was like a downward spiral from there for me up until about the beginning of December, when I got a new job. And I have actually been commuting to Orlando from where I live because I wasn't able to find anything in this market over here. I was putting in application after application and not receiving any callbacks or emails or anything. So after just being very disheartened for a while, I decided to branch out into the Orlando market. And after about a week and a half, I received a call back from my current employer, and it turns out a friend of mine actually works for the company. So she called my manager and gave me a thumbs up. I am actually staying with a friend of mine, Angie, which I know you've seen on this channel. She's been on here quite a bit. So I'm staying with her on the nights where I work the next day, and then when I don't work the next day, I will come back home and repack and rest and do the whole thing all over again. So as you can imagine, it has been a little chaotic trying to adjust to this type of life. I haven't worked full-time since June or July, and then I didn't work at all for a month and a half, and then starting in August I started working part-time, but I was only working 2 to 3 days a week, so my body hasn't been used to working full-time since probably July, so for about 6 months. But I'm sure it will get more smooth as I start to figure everything out and it just becomes more of a routine. So if you've seen my previous updates, then you have seen this board right here. So this is my list of goals that I want to have accomplished by the end of this year, by the end of 2017. So the first goal that I have is to get a job that I love, making $15 an hour with amazing bosses and co-workers. I'm not going to check this off the list just yet because I don't feel like this goal was fully met. I do not make $15 an hour. I make just over half of that. So I don't want to check it off because I haven't decided if I'm going to continue to try to look for a $15 an hour job, or if I'm just going to stick it out with the job that I have right now and work through it until it is time for me to go to Central America. One of the things that have been very beneficial with this job is that I'm not having to pay rent. I am, spending money on gas going back and forth. So there are some expenses, some other bills that I have, but I have been able to save some money. And that will continue to happen. Right now I'm still getting things paid off. One of the things that I've been able to pay off is my federal taxes that I owed for last month. I originally owed $2,856, and as many of you know, I was making monthly payments. So as of December, that is completely done. So I am done paying state taxes, which I paid right up front when I filed my taxes, and then I have just finished paying my federal taxes. One of the other goals that's on here, and one of the reasons I'm really excited and I wanted to make this video, is the second goal, which is to get a MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display. And the story behind this is that I actually went to the Apple store that's closest to me and wanted to buy it about a month ago. It was right when I had started the new job and I knew I would be saving money and I would be able to purchase it. And I stood in the Apple store for 30 minutes deliberating because with my credit card I used to have a $2,500 limit, but within the last several months it has actually been extended, so now I have a $4,500 limit. And I stood there deliberating because it would put me right almost to the $4,500 mark. I would max out my credit card. And I just stood there. I really, really wanted the computer, but I made a grown-up adult decision, and I left the store, and I'm so glad that I did, because the computer that I wanted, the 15-inch with Retina display, was $1,999, so $2,000. With taxes, it would have been about $2,200. So I waited and I decided to save up a little bit more money, and about a week ago I received an email from B&H for their end of the year deals, and the computer that I wanted, this one that I've just mentioned, was $1,750. Now, I thought I would still be paying taxes on that, but when I went to pay online, there were no taxes, and because I just did regular shipping, it was free of charge for shipping as well. So I only paid $1,750 for a computer that I was going to pay $2,200 for. So I saved almost $500, and I'm super excited that I waited. And now I received it in the mail yesterday, but I didn't get home until last night, and I've waited until now to unbox it on video so you all can see and we can take part in this together. You all have no idea how excited I am about this. If you know about what I've been through in the past, I've been having to go up to Daytona State College, which is my alma mater, to use their Mac lab to be able to edit my videos, which has been absolutely amazing. Shout out to them. Shout out to my professors, Dan and Eric, who have been so willing to let me come in and use the lab, even though I haven't been a student there for, well, now 7 years. I graduated in 2010. It means a lot, but I don't have to do that anymore. I can edit from home. I can edit anytime that I want, and I can also do a lot more time-sensitive videos. It was really difficult to do some rants that I wanted to do because I knew that it would be a week or so before I could even get it edited and posted, and by that time, unfortunately, things are old news. I'm so happy and excited on this January 1st, the first day of the year of 2017, to be able to cross one of my goals off of my list. The next one to go is to get the Canon G7X Mark II. So just a few of the other goals that I have besides the 3 that I have mentioned. After I get the camera that I want, then I want to start paying down my debts and start saving for the $6,000 that I'm trying to have before I leave to full-time travel. I'm trying to start off in Central America. I purchased this the other day, so I'm really excited to open it up, and I don't think that I'm going to create a track that I want to take. I might get like a rough idea, but I really want to use this to map out the actual route that I take once I leave and I get down there, just as a keepsake, so I know where I went, when I went, and all that jazz. So the goal is I would love after Central America to be able to have somewhat of a sustainable YouTube channel so I can keep traveling. That would be amazing. I've seen a lot of travel vloggers who are doing this, and it is the ultimate profession that I would like to have at least for the next several years. So with that goal in mind, the next goal that I have is to reach 1,000 subscribers. Right now I am at 32 subscribers. I'm hoping now that I can have a more consistent posting schedule and that I can create and edit videos a lot easier, that my subscriber base will go up. Shout out to those 32 people. Shout out to everyone who's been here since the beginning. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. It means so much. And in this year, I hope to continue getting to know you, if I don't already know you, and continue to grow this community that I have. So after that, eventually I would like to earn at least $3,000 a month. This is still kind of an average salary, but for being on the road, I think $3,000 a month, depending on which countries I'm in, is sustainable. And then after that, after I check all of these off the list, I will create new goals. So as I said, I will leave a link below to my other updates. If you find this channel in the future and you're interested in what it took for me to kind of just start out with an idea and move along and create these goals and to check them off one by one and to work towards where it is that I want to go. These updates are for posterity. You can go, you can check them out, you can, tweak it. If you're interested in doing the same thing, you can, make it your own and create your own goals and, maybe make some videos in order to show other people what your journey was. And this is also for personal benefit, so I can look back and say, wow, look at all that I've accomplished. Once I reach a certain point, I can say this is where I started. It was only an idea, and I made it happen. So I thank you for watching, every one of you. I love you. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea how much it means to just know that there's somebody out there actually watching these videos that I put time and effort into creating. As always, I leave you with revolutionary love.